The Blackhawks lose 4-2. Artyom Levshunov gets scratched. Sam Renzel is back. Bedard and Nazar score, so that was good. We'll talk about it next on CHGO Blackhawks. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks postgame podcast presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use our code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I just want to change up the way I say it. I feel like I say it the same way every show.
I didn't like it.
All right, well.
Go back to the other one.
I'm just going to leave. Greg's got it. Greg Boysen is here rocking, and I love that shirt, dude.
It's one of my favorites.
That is one of my favorite shirts. It's like the Darth Vader country and western shirt. It's really good. Just don't put the helmet on like Patrick and we'll be fine. Hawks lose 4-2 to the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I have integrity.
What is the opposite of a bum slayer?
The opposite of
like when you are slayed by bums.
You're bum slayed.
Bum slayee?
You're the bum slayee, yes.
Yes. This seems to be, we talked about last night how, you know, Sidney Crosby doesn't have that much success against the Hawks, and that's true.
Right. Why he doesn't have to do anything with Justin Brazeau
yeah,
and
Justin Brazeau
and Connor Bedard do all the damage.
Bum-ass bum has a good game against the Hawks, and no disrespect to the great Charlie Coyle.
Mr. Innocent
But Charlie
Bystander.
Coyle? Come on.
All 72 years old of Charlie. I will never forget nor forgive Charlie Coyle for that nonsense he did way back in a different era when he played for the Minnesota Wild. Why I call him the innocent bystander, because you remember that play in that playoff series where Duncan Keith slashed him in the face?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And I think he got suspended for a game.
Yeah.
But, like, they always like, oh, my God, what a vicious slash. But when you see the replay, Coyle slashed Keith like 5 times going up the ice. He finally turned around and had enough of his crap.
Charlie Coyle is such a perfect Minnesota Wild player. It's insane.
And Boston Bruin. That's why That's why he played for both of them.
Yes.
And Blue Jacket, apparently.
I guess so.
The 31st hat trick
Of
in
the
month of January. That's more than one a day. NHL record. They broke it last night. The NHL did. Tage Thompson had it last night. And I think it's also not only the 31st hat trick in the NHL this month. I believe they've also had the most hat tricks by defensemen in a month. I think they've had like 6 defensemen
That's
have hat
crazy.
tricks. Like 2 of them, Oilers had hat tricks from defensemen on back-to-back nights. With Bouchard and
can
Ekholm.
Chicago get one of those?
Can they get 3 goals as a team?
That would
I'm
be
not
wonderful.
greedy. I'll settle for 3 goals
That
as
would be
a team.
a team hat trick.
A team hat trick.
It's something to shoot for, guys. That would be outstanding. Look, sarcasm and jokes aside, this was another frustrating game because it took the Hawks, let's see, I would say 35 minutes to wake up and start playing. And yes, they traveled from Pittsburgh yesterday and
I don't want to
understand, right? But I
I don't
think
want to hear it.
I would have expected you have one of your worst games of the season last night from top to bottom, especially in terms of effort. You would think that this team would be chomping at the bit to get back on the ice and correct that.
Especially when your coach basically calls you out.
Yes.
And says, yeah, they sucked. And rightfully so. Like, he was didn't sugarcoat anything. It was just like, yeah, they didn't compete. You would think you would have come out in that first period and just start running over people, and instead they were getting run over. They were tentative. They were slow. They had no answer for the vaunted Columbus Blue Jackets forecheck.
They were all over them.
They have not made life difficult in the defensive zone for anybody in weeks. They just sit there and take it. They don't do anything to get the puck out of the zone.
Yeah.
And then when they get down to the other end, when they finally do get the puck, it's one and done because they can't complete a pass or they can't do the forecheck like they should know what a good forecheck looks like. They saw it all night against them.
Yeah.
Go do the same thing.
Yeah, it's and I think part of this is because the team is playing as poorly as they're playing, you're seeing a lot of tentativeness from guys and a lot of guys worried to make mistakes, and that is death. That is death. Because look, it's a lot of guys who have played pretty well throughout the year that are making these tentative plays. Like I saw it from Louis Crevier. I saw it from Ilya Mikheyev tonight, where he could have, even in the third period, there's an opportunity for him to put his damn head down, protect the puck, and drive the net. And he's like, I'm just going to peel back, drop it to the point, and it ends up getting turned over. This team is lacking in confidence right now, and they need some sort of one of those games where everything goes in for them. They got the Sharks on Monday.
Ugh.
I can't. You know what I mean? I'm already dreading that.
I'm having nightmares of the
It's
post-game chat after that.
Yeah,
6-0 loss.
But they need to do something to get themselves out of it, and it's up to no one but them, right? And I will say this: there were a handful of guys tonight I saw trying to do that. I think Connor Bedard was absolutely on fire today, trying to do everything he could to make something happen for this team. He had 2 points, obviously. Didn't have a ton of shot attempts, but he was distributing a lot, creating really good chances. Had an opportunity to tie the game late and just put it over the net. Tough shot, of course, but you want to start seeing him convert on some of these things. But overall, if Connor Bedard plays every game like he played tonight, he's going to be in really good shape. I like to see Frank Nazar finish the opportunity calmly, takes the puck, handles it, puts it up top shelf. He ended the game with 4 shots on goal and 7 shot attempts. That's with a goal. That's the kind of game you want to see from Frank Nazar. I think that top line was really good. And I really like Sam Renzel's game returning to the lineup after being called up from Rockford today. He led defensemen in ice time with 22-18, had 3 shots on goal, 4 shot attempts, and had 4 block shots. Sam Renzel was involved in this game. He looked confident with the puck. Aside from that, I think Slaggard made some nice plays. He played 8 minutes, right? Like he was an aggressive checker. But other than that, man, I see a team that just looks defeated right now.
Well, this is a team that is in dire need of the Olympic break to get here. But unfortunately, they've gone on the Olympic break about a week too early. They still got 2 more games to go after tonight before they can check out and get to Cancun for a few days and work on their suntans.
We gotta get Ilya Mikheyev out there. That guy needs sun more than anyone.
They've checked out. They're ready for that Olympic break, and it just seems that these last 2 games has been a team that just can't wait to get to that break. And it's not just the rookies. It's not just the kids. We're seeing it from the veterans. I do want to add to the players that had good games. I thought Ryan Donato played real well tonight.
Yeah, too. I would say Donato has been. I think he's been better the last couple games.
Yeah, he made that real nice play to get the breakaway, and then
just missed it.
Beat him on glove side, but just hit the post. I thought he was effective tonight. Here's one thing I'm tired of seeing, and that's Andre Burakovsky playing top 6 minutes. I'm done. There was no excuse for that play tonight. None. If that's a rookie in his first year, I'm still upset at that play. That's a play you shouldn't make in mite hockey. Like, it's awful.
I've got it right here if we want to talk about it. Chloe, can you pull the iPad up? Are we equipped to do that?
Here's the thing. Why is Andre Burakovsky getting top 6 minutes while Oliver Moore is centering Landon Slaggard and Sam Lafferty? That is ridiculous.
I think that is Blashill wanting him to play center.
Fine.
He thinks Oliver
Moore center the second line with Green and Teravainen and put Andre Burakovsky on the moon.
But I'm down for that. All right, let's take a look at this play. This is kind of an unofficial breakdown. We can kind of talk about it as we go here. Here's Burakovsky right here. See him? All right. He's going to get the puck.
And this was before,
very clean.
Is this before or after he's already made a turnover?
This is the first turnover.
Okay, all right, just to clarify.
So he gets the puck. It's a little bit behind him, but you see in front of him, he's got nothing but ice. But he tries to get cute, gives a pass here to Ryan Green, who is covered. See this guy right here? He is covering Ryan Green. He's going to poke the puck away. All right. Nothing much comes of that. Connor Murphy goes and gets it.
Come on, Murphy.
He's got it behind the net right here. There's Murphy. Here's Burakovsky. Murphy's going to swing it over here to Burakovsky, which is a smart play. There he is. Look. Here comes Matt Grzelcyk. He's going to supply some puck support here. Right there. Looking. I'll do the Madden Vision cone again. Whoop. I love the Madden cone. There's Grzelcyk. Real easy play, right? Nice outlet pass. Get the puck going the other way. Completely misses Matt Grzelcyk's stick. Way out of reach. And there he is. The vaunted Jaromir Coyle. He's going to pick this puck up. And he is going to score right there. And the puck is somewhere in this area here. 2 turnovers in the... Let's see. I'm going to go back to the first frame. So 1838. That first one in 10 seconds. 2 turnovers in 10 seconds from Andrei Burakovsky.
And didn't miss a shift. I would have stapled his ass to the bench after that play.
Well, look, this is something that... Look, and we talked about it at length last night. You weren't here. But we talked about it at length that, hey, it's probably time for Artyom Levshunov to either go to Rockford or sit. We said it very clearly, very distinctly last night. It's obvious. So I'm not doing the comparison game, but the only players on this team that seem to have and suffer a consequence are the young players. Right? Sure, Ryan Donato has gone from first to fourth line. Burakovsky has finally moved down,
but he got right
back up to the second line tonight.
Yeah. Moved down for 1 game.
Colton Dock didn't have a great game last night, but he's immediately out of the lineup. If you want to start sending the message of expectations for everyone, the same rules apply to everyone, he's got to sit a game. I'm sorry. And maybe he needs it. I am trying to give him some grace. He's got a month-old baby. He's coming off a concussion. All this stuff is true.
It is.
But it doesn't mean...
But enough is enough.
By now you should be able to... But here's what I'm saying. The point being is, if you are just overwhelmed, if things at home are too crazy, you're not sleeping, your wife's sick or unhappy or whatever it might be, tell the coach, hey, I need to take like a couple days here. Let's make up an injury. Let's make up a scratch. I don't even care. Just healthy scratch me. I need to take a breather here because I don't have it. He does not have it right now.
He's a liability.
Nothing he's doing is working. That play illustrates it perfectly where Matt Grzelcyk, a veteran NHL defenseman, sees a guy. Connor Murphy makes a nice play, fights off a check from Burakovsky's first turnover, gets it back to him along the boards. He is unguarded. And Grzelcyk's right there to bail him out, say, hey, I'm heading up. Just put it right on my tape. No. Puts it 3 feet in front of him. Grzelcyk almost has to dive for it, and Charlie Coyle scores a second later. Like, it's just, there's too much evidence right now of Andrei Burakovsky not having it. And he's got to say it. You can't have different consequences for different players. That's not fair. And players start to feel that.
And I would rather see Oliver Moore get those minutes because he matters. He's going to be here when this team is good. And Andrei Burakovsky isn't. So I don't care if he gets his feelings hurt that he's not playing. It doesn't matter. He's not part of the future of this organization. So I'm done. Move on. Spend the Olympic break trying to find a team that wants him. Eat half his contract. I know he's got another year in his contract. If he had just this year, it'd probably be a lot easier to move a guy like that.
Yeah.
Figure out a way. Eat half of it. Throw in, a pick for someone to take it. It's not working.
Played 10:47 today.
That's 10:47 too much.
I'm not there yet with him.
I'm
not ready because I think if you were to do that right now, if you were just like take him for whatever, we're eating half his salary, I think you are. That is bad asset management. He is still your third leading scorer. He has had periods of the season where he's looked really good and has had good chemistry with Connor Bedard. He's been one of the few guys that can carry the puck into the zone on the power play. We've seen it. Hasn't been lately. Join the club. So I don't think it would be great. I don't know. I think it would be it's not Kyle Davidson's style to do that.
Sure,
but if someone comes calling,
Oh, no one's calling.
And
you're going to have to.
Or yeah, sure, you can make some calls.
Make some calls.
In terms of like, give me a 6th-round pick and we'll eat half a salary. I don't think that's.
I mean,
I don't think that's wise.
If you want Connor Murphy, you have to take Andre Burakovsky too. I don't. I'm just. To me, it's just not. There's no future here for him. He's not a part of. He's a placeholder, and I'm done with the placeholders.
I agree with that.
And like. Yeah, sure. Did he have a nice run to start the season? Yeah. Did he benefit a lot from Connor Bedard playing like an MVP for 6 weeks?
100%.
Yes, he did.
Yes, of course.
Has he not been the same player since he got hit in the head against Seattle? No, he hasn't, and that's understandable. But enough is enough. Like, there's no sign of him returning to that player we saw early in the year. And until he at least has a sign that he's going to be that guy, I don't want him playing on the top 6. Put him on the 4th line. Fine.
It would not shock me to see that on Monday.
He should have swapped Oliver Moore and Andre Burakovsky after that play. You could have put Moore down the middle and put Green back on the wing. He could play both. And then you got 2 guys that could take faceoffs on that line. And you put Moore and Green with Tavo. That would have been a nice little line. But instead, Oliver Moore's got to play 8 minutes with Sam Lafferty and Landon Slager. What the hell is he going to do on that line?
Yeah, I don't know.
And Oliver Moore is a 1st-round pick looking to be like a top 9 fixture for this team going forward. He needs to be playing with better players. I don't care about Andre Burakovsky's time. I don't care about any of that because he doesn't matter. He does not matter to the future of this franchise.
I agree with you. I just think it'd be dumb asset management to just dump him when he's playing his worst. Look, I sit him until the Olympic break is over. If he's truly dealing with concussion symptoms or whatever's happening at home or whatever it might be, fine. And then if he comes back and he's ass as soon as the season resumes or he looks bad at practice, then you start talking about it at the trade deadline and start taking calls, and maybe you got to eat half of it. But I also feel like he's probably got more trade value at the draft in the offseason, or you may be after free agency when teams are saying there's no one available, we need scoring. How about Andre Burakovsky? He's relatively affordable. He's only got 1 year left on his deal. I think he becomes a more it's not Kyle Davidson style to say, F this veteran, he's gone. He'll never do that. But I do want to.
Do you remember TJ Brody last year?
That's TJ Brody's different. TJ Brody never showed anything on this team at all. Andre Burakovsky, the first 2/3 of the season was effective.
I don't know about 2/3, but he was effective. Sure, he was more effective than Brody was, but he's done this. He's told a veteran to stay home and then buy him out.
But Brody was still around. He was still at practice. It's time to break. All right, we got to hit the break zone. I didn't start the clock. I have poor discipline. Hey, do us a favor. Hit that like button for us. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube page as well. We're going to be back in 2 minutes. We're going to finish up some thoughts on the game. We got to get to Artyom Levshunov too before we hear from Mario. We have a video from Connor Bedard, video from Sam Renzel. We're going to get to all of it, but we've got to do our Game Day Men's Health Game Puck nominees. I think these are pretty obvious. My thoughts, Greg, and feel free to disagree, were Connor Bedard, Frank Nazar, and Sam Renzel.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
All right. There's our 3 nominees. Better father, better husband, better man. Go to Game Day Men's Health. Visit Game Day CHGO to find locations closest to you. Here's the break, starring me, out of breath from running here from the United Center. What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? That is the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together. It finds and fixes problems before you even know they exist, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. And that lets you stream the game even when the whole family is online. All of your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And the best part is there's no annual contract. There's no hidden fees. And you get Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me, a lot can change in 5 years, but your Wi-Fi should stay reliable and the price should stay put. So do yourself a favor, lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. You can learn more about the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. This is available on select plans only and limitations apply. And whether it's on the field or in your financial life, The best teams win by delivering excellence at every level. At Old National Bank, they believe every play matters. From everyday checking to long-term planning and commercial banking, their team is here to build momentum and help you move the ball forward. It all starts with a plan tailored for you by professionals you trust. From simple tasks to bigger financial moments, you can count on them to coordinate your needs with steady, knowledgeable guidance that brings clarity and confidence to every step. It's a partnership designed to help you feel supported, not just today, but well into the future as well. So whether you're celebrating a win, rebuilding after a tough loss, or gearing up for whatever comes next, Old National has your back with tools, insights, and an expert crew that's always in your corner. I can speak from experience. I am an Old National customer. Old National Bank, member FDIC, where relationships and results matter. All right, we're back on CHGO Blackhawks. Let's hear from Connor Bedard, who spoke very briefly after the game. Here he is, starring Tab Bamford with his recorder.
Like a bit of a broken record for you. How do you get out of it?
Just kind of clean things up a bit. It's a hard league, so just figure out ways to win.
So like you, Frank, and Tyler had pretty good chemistry tonight. Did it feel like you guys kind of had that right from the jump?
Yeah, I think as the game went on, we got better and better. Obviously you got a couple goals and gives you a lot of energy and confidence. So probably got some luck and played well. So hopefully build up there.
I feel like it was a better effort than last night.
I thought we definitely played better, especially after the first. We didn't have that kind of period that we did last night where you give up 4-5, but end of the day, results the same.
You felt nice for Frank to get one after all he's been through.
Yeah, it's always nice to score. So obviously for him to get the first one come back from injury and get that off your back kind of is nice.
Are you feeling better than you did when you came back?
Game by game, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the feeling with the power play? It's been a while since you guys scored.
Probably what you'd expect. Frustrating, so try to figure that out.
Is that chance there at the kind of open net towards the end still?
Okay, that ended oddly. Would like to hear that response, but that's okay. That's Connor Bedard. Thanks to Mario for sending that in. He'll join us for United Center in a little bit. Obviously, quite frustrated, and I think he feels probably responsible for this loss because of missing that shot late in the third period. But he was one of the few Hawks doing anything right the entire night, so I'm not really mad at Connor Bedard. Here's a look at the missed shot, and it is right there, circled in red. Boy.
This is the best hand-drawn circle I've seen in a long time.
That's pretty good. At least 10 minutes.
It's because I didn't hand draw it.
Oh.
I stole it.
I'm trying to pump your tires over
I should have
here.
taken credit for it. I don't know why I didn't. Thank you.
Yeah. Last time I try and help you.
Yeah, he's just not, it can't. I hope that he's not wearing the weight of all of this. And look, have there been some games since he came back where he should have been better? Yes. But more often than not, he is the best player on the ice for the Hawks.
Yeah, he was great in the Minnesota game. That line looked real dangerous when they had Tavo up there with Nazar. They just couldn't get one buried. And then, everybody looked like cheeks last night, to steal your term. Tonight, they were sloppy cheeks. Tonight, it took them to about midway through the second period and then they took over. Honestly, I think the Blackhawks got momentum after that lousy challenge by Jeff Blashill for the goalie interference on the 3-1 goal. Once they killed that penalty, they started playing better.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why they challenged that. I guess when you have the number one PK unit in the league, you can be a little more lenient with your challenges, but there was no goalie interference. I don't know what goalie interference is anymore, but I know there wasn't any there.
Yeah, I mean, the Hawks video team is usually pretty good when it comes to saying if it's the right challenge or not. They missed that one. And I was talking about it on Twitter, and someone responded to me, and I thought, it's not a 0% chance that Jeff Blashill said, we are really on our heels. let's go do the one thing we do well and kill a penalty. And
That's
try
what
to
I'm
get some
saying.
momentum. It's like 4D chess.
When you have the number one
Yeah.
PK,
Like,
I mean, granted, they
seriously.
gave up a goal in the first period, but so what? It was their first goal. They've gone up in like 6 or 7 games. I don't know. But it turned, they played better after killing that penalty. The last 7 or 8 minutes of the second period, they looked a lot better, mainly because the Bedard line took over, and they got the goal towards the end of the period. And but the third period, they had that line produced a couple rushes early, but it was just that line. Nobody else was really doing anything. And you've got to have more than just Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar's line producing chances, because when you look at the numbers from Natural Stat Trick, that was the only line that really did anything. But their overall numbers weren't very good because they were getting hemmed in their own zone a lot in the first half of the game.
Right.
And they finished, they finished with 17 shot attempts while the rest of the team had 20.
Yeah.
And that's not good enough for the rest of the team.
The Dickinson line was over 50%.
Right.
9-8, but you're right. It's 17-20 versus the entire team. That's not going to get it done.
You're going to lose most games when half of your shot attempts come from one line.
Yeah.
They had 6 scoring chances. The rest of the team had 5. That's not good enough.
Well, Mario is standing by. We're going to get to him in a little bit. But Jeff Blashill spoke before the game and shared his thoughts on Artyom Levshunov. I know we're going to get into this conversation with Mario. Up next, we want you guys to hear this if you missed it. Just a couple minutes here, just under 3 minutes, Jeff Blashill explaining the decision to rest Artyom Levshunov and call up Sam Rinzel.
With the Rinzel call-up, what was the thought process there?
Honestly, it probably had more to do kind of giving Artie a break here. I'm going to kind of focus on some specific things within his game that we've worked with Brian Kane and Anders Sorensen, kind of some different specific areas that we want that work on. Rather than send him down and just play more games, I don't think that's really what he needs. I think what he needs is just a chance to kind of reset some foundational things. It's a really hard league, and he's going to be a really good player, and he's done lots of good stuff for us, but we just felt like this was kind of a time where he needed a little bit of a break and could really focus on those things, and so that opened up an opportunity for Sam to come up.
Do you foresee him playing again before the Olympics?
Well, this is a day-by-day league, so I don't want to comment too much on that. We'll see how that goes. Things change fast in this league, so but right now that was our plan, and he had a great session today, I think. We'll have another couple sessions here, and then we'll go from there.
What's encouraged you over this, 50 games with him, and just that he can be the defenseman you guys envision?
There's no doubt, and he's shown he's gotten better at things 100%, and he's a really he's almost like a freak athlete in terms of how strong he is. He's got a lot to learn, and it's just a process, and that's true of all the young players, but I think him in specifics, he's an instinct player that's got to kind of learn how to play within that structure, but he's doing it. He's definitely, when we've talked to him about things, he's gotten better at it. That's a reality of it. I think you just want to continue to see progress, and I've seen that progress, and certainly there's going to be moments of step back. One of the things that him and I talked about was kind of attacking the game offensively, and he's probably, that's probably teetered too far, and now he's given up some things defensively that now we got to kind of refocus it and make sure that we're super sound defensively and learn how to produce that offense with that balance. But that balance isn't easy, and that balance takes guys a long time, and we'll continue to work with it.
For Levshunov, what are some of the foundational things you want to reset?
Like for me, there's it's puck play. Just again, he's a guy who is really strong. So just learning how to absorb contact and take that extra split second to make the right play. When you've got that kind of strength, I think the puck should always be delivered in the right spot. And that right spot might just be a punt, but still never out of panic. And then just learning to continue to move his feet with the puck and do that. I think some just defensive kind of fundamentals with footwork and body position, and then continue to work on that shooting technique. So we're trying to narrow the focus to three areas that are fairly specific, and we'll go to work at it.
It's interesting that they didn't just send him down, but I appreciate the fact that they have a very specific few things they really want to focus on with him. They talked last week about, the making a shot more deceptive and working on the, I guess the technique of the shot, the mechanics of the shot. Look, we knew when he was drafted that he was a raw player, that he was going to take some development, but, we said it yesterday. It's clearly time for him to take a breather. And with 3 games left before the Olympic break, I guess there's just let him sit those 3 and let him reset during the break, take a breath, take a breather, and get him ready to go when the break's over. So I don't know. We'll see. I hope when they come back and they've got all this time to practice while the Olympics are happening, because they do, that they can get a lot of these young guys squared away, getting kind of back focused.
Yeah, I like what he said, and I agree with your guys' assessment last night that last night was rock bottom for Artie. It was time. It was just one of those nights where the snowball just kept getting bigger and bigger. It was rolling downhill, and there was just no saving him. Disaster was finding him around every corner. So I like how he said, playing more games isn't his problem. He needs to kind of watch. He needs to get in the video room. He needs to have some one-on-one time. And, Anders Sorensen is, he's worked really well with young defensemen. A lot of these young defensemen that have come up through the system have worked with him. So he's the right guy for the job. He's a more of a skills coach, than a head coach. So I like what he said. I think it's the right call. I wouldn't be surprised if we get, back to the 7-11 here, especially if we don't know how long Foligno's going to be out. Doesn't sound super serious, but I'd be surprised if he plays before the break.
There's no point.
So, maybe go back to 7-11 so you get Rinzel and Levshunov out there, and you could pick and choose your spots to, build up Levshunov's confidence. And he said it. They wanted him to be more aggressive offensively, and then they're like, not that aggressive.
Maybe not that aggressive, yeah.
But that's, again, a young player, especially a defenseman. He's got to go through those growing pains, and you see the talent there. You see the skill. And even as Blashill said, he's going to be a really good player in this, but this is the time where you tug on the leash a little bit to sit him down and retrain him if you miss the pad, so to speak. I'm potty training a puppy at the house.
I see that, yeah.
Tell.
Good job.
So yeah, it's the Olympic break will do this team well. I'm not a big fan. I'm sure most teams aren't big fans of stopping for 3 weeks in the middle of a season, but with this team full of so many guys who have not played a full NHL season, and this season's been really weird and grindy with especially lately with all these
tough on a young team,
especially with all these back-to-back and 3 and 4s they've had recently. So this 3-week break is going to be big for them, a positive for sure. And but you got 2 more games before you hit the break, so finish strong.
Yeah. Good opportunity Monday with the Sharks coming in. All right, we're going to hit the break zone. Mario is standing by. We'll talk to you in 2 minutes on CHGO Blackhawks. Can you believe we're already a month into 2026? That doesn't mean you should stop trying to hit your protein goals. Huel is your solution for high protein routine support. Take advantage. The Black Edition ready to drink. It is a meal in a bottle. You miss breakfast, take it with you. Post-workout, pound one of these things. You're too busy for a full meal. There's where you go. 35 grams of protein, under $5 a meal. Beautiful. The Black Edition powder, that's you want something a little thicker. You could blend it. Takes a little longer to put together, but it's very flexible in terms of flavors. You can add fruit, nut butter, ice, whatever you want, and it's got the same complete meal benefits and protein benefits. So for a limited time, get Huel today with our exclusive offer of 15% off online with our code Blackhawks15. This is for new customers only. We want to thank Huel for partnering and supporting our show. If you have a busy life, Huel is an absolute game changer that will keep your protein goals met in the new year. And they are ringing in the new year with Dry January at Hooters. If you're looking to be less saucy this month, Hooters has your back. Check out their Black and Dry Rub. Pairs perfectly with a non-alcoholic beer like Mick Ultra Zero, or how about a refreshing mocktail, the Red Bull Strawberry Smash, made with Red Bull and strawberry syrup. Stick to your resolutions at Hooters. My resolution, eat more wings. Boom. That's what Hooters is here for. And for the big game, how about the Field Goal Party Pack? 20 traditional wings, 20 boneless wings, 2 orders of fries or tots, and 4 ranch or blue cheese dressings for dipping. What's everybody else going to eat? Cheer on your favorite teams from any of their 11 Chicagoland Hooters location. I love the Oaklawn one because that's where I'm from. Orland Park, Melrose Park, O'Hare, Schaumburg, Wells Street, Joliet, Downers Grove, Countryside, Aurora, wherever you are, there is a Hooters. Check them out at originalhooters.com. All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks, and Mario is standing by at the United Center. He was in there in the locker room, and he was there when Jeff Blashill spoke after the game. Before we get to today's game, want to just give you the floor a little bit for the Levshunov situation. Greg and I got to talk about it a little bit, so want to give you a chance to do that too.
Say that again. You were garbled.
Talk about Levshunov.
Oh, Artyom Levshunov. It was a cold day in Belarus when he was born back in. Yeah, I think we all saw the writing on the wall in the last game that it was. I mean, it was obviously time for some sort of change to his routine, and I think it makes sense that this isn't a assignment back to Rockford for Levshunov, because the Blackhawks, Jeff Blashill seems very he leans into the trial by fire assessment of some of these young guys, and I think with Levshunov, like he think that I believe he thinks that's the best course of action. So sending him down kind of just throws him down into Rockford and just says, "Oh, play your way out of it." But I think the way he's assessing it is that if you stay in Chicago and you stay with these coaches, and you guys had mentioned, the work he'd been doing with the skills coach Brian Keane to kind of work on his shot, like they have a plan for him. So they want to stick to the plan that they have for him to work things out here in Chicago. And it's not necessarily play your way out of it through playing 25 minutes a night down in Rockford. It's kind of getting back to better habits, better fundamentals. And I think that those things were, if you watch the last couple of games from Levshunov, those things were starting to slip. So it makes sense to give him some time to do a reset. And, you also get Sam Rinzel back up here, who, he hasn't been lighting up Rockford, but he had been doing the things that they had asked him to do to, work on his game and kind of clean up some of the things that we were seeing go wrong in Chicago and towards the end of his stint here. And, tonight, first game back, was pretty good. It was a little bit more conservative, but it was less mistakes than we were seeing from Rinzel when he was last here in Chicago. So that's positive step forward, at least for his first game back.
Yeah, led all defensemen in ice time today, Sam Rinzel did. But I think it should be highlighted, and you said it, that the nice thing about him staying here, Levshunov, is that he gets to work with the NHL coaching staff. Nothing against the guys in Rockford, but they've got their top development guys working with him closely. And I do think part of it, too, is there's only 2 games left before the break. So what's the point? Let him reset a little bit. But anyway. All right. Yeah. We heard from Connor, and no, he was clearly in no mood to speak today. And I think I hope that he was more pissed about the team effort than his own, because I think he was outstanding today. And yeah, he missed that shot late, but joined a club of guys who have missed shots late. Frank Nazar had an open net that he missed, or a lot of those today. I think Bedard, despite missing that game-tying goal, was the best Hawk by a significant margin.
Yeah, I mean, he was creating a ton. The setup for the Nazar goal was awesome. You saw late in the first period the game-tying goal. That's Connor Bedard in a making a play that he doesn't usually make, where he's going to the front of the net just looking for a rebound, and he's there at the right spot. So yeah, I mean, he was great tonight. But I think, it's obvious, like, he's a super competitive person. So even if he has a great game, he's not going to be happy with that because he wants to win. Like, that's the end goal. And that's what we've heard from, Jeff Blashill about a lot of the guys on this team, is that there's really no one that has that, I had a good game kind of mentality. Like, all of the guys care more that the team gets positive results and wins than they do individual accolades. And I think that's commendable. That's what you want. You want your guys to focus on winning and have the mentality of, like, I'm going to do what it takes, whatever's asked of me, to get wins. Some guys, I think, are definitely dialed into that, and I think some players on this team need a reset in that mentality. But Bedard is obviously not a guy that I think is satisfied with a 2-point night and scoring a goal and all that. But you lose, like, he wants to win. He wants to be on the other end of 4-2 games, and I think it's obvious frustrations when the power play's on the streak that it's on, and the team's not getting the results that you want. You see some games slip away, and you see the Wild game, a 3-0 lead slips away, and then you see last game where you're first on the board and then they score 5 straight, and it's just like you get off to a good start and then it's gone immediately. And then tonight you're half of the game is good, but it's the back half and you're chasing the game. So clearly frustrated, understandably so. I think for him individually, the Olympic break is going to be probably good for him, because not only does he physically get to rest, but he and the rest of this group outside of Teuvo Teravainen, they get a little bit of a mental rest, which I think will be beneficial for them.
Well, speaking of good second halves, the second half of that late power play was good. It took him 1:05 to get set up, but going 0 for 2 tonight on the power play, the Hawks are now 0 for their last 26. Wondering if Jeff Blashill had any insight on the Hawks floundering a power play.
Yeah, he was asked about it after the game, and this is what he said. And listen carefully at the end. There's a little nugget of information that perked my ears up. So here's what Blashill had to say.
So extended.
I wouldn't say that. I would say we have the components to be good. Power plays are fickle. Like, you get confidence and you start really going, and right now it doesn't have confidence, obviously. And if there was a big kind of overbearing, not lesson, but reality is when you lose a special teams battle, it's really hard to win. And we lost a special teams battle. Will I take some of the chances we got? Yes. Certainly the chance from Bedsy to Frankie is an unbelievable save by Elvis. It's unreal traffic and sick save, but that's going to happen sometimes. So, we just got to continue to find ways for this group to gain chemistry. Certainly, I think our breakouts have not been good enough. That's probably the drop breakout is an area that either we got to switch the breakout or be better at the drop, one of the two.
Switch the breakout? Is that what I heard?
Guys, I'm so happy. I think the drop pass might be going away.
I'm here for it, man. I know it's frustrating, but it's not the system either. It's the freaking execution. Most teams use it, and this team, for whatever reason, can't figure it out. And when you've got, of all people, I know people were down on Teuvo Teravainen this year, but he's a very smart player. He knows how to play. He is a very dependable and predictable player. Even he is turning it over at the blue line. So it's just wonky. It's just broken. But the players got to execute. But if it takes changing the system, fine, because something has to change. Over 26 is not good enough. But they get set up, and it was awesome. The last 57 seconds of that power play was incredible. They just can't get set up, so you're cutting your power play in half.
Imagine if they would have been able to start that setup right off the bat and got that for full 2 minutes. They probably score there, but instead they waste the first half of the power play. I'm in favor of getting rid of the slingshot for numerous reasons, but I also kind of want to see it go away, because if the zone entries still suck, we could be like, okay, it's not the slingshot, it's a boogeyman. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like how my biggest criticism of it is when you do it, you have the other 4 guys standing still at the blue line, and I always think everybody should be moving forward. You're much more difficult to defend when you're moving. When you're standing still, you're easy to defend. So that's just my, amateur take of that.
No, there's no doubt about it. I did actually, after the show last night, we did a video about it, and that was, they had the first power play they had of the game. They had 2 really good entries. One was a carry-in, one was a dump-in. And on both of those, all the Blackhawks were moving forward. And then later in the game, they had 2 really bad power plays with a bunch of bad entries. And again, it was exactly what you're saying, is there's Hawks looking back towards the goal, their own goaltender, as the puck carrier is coming up the ice. You're not heading into the zone. So I think the biggest issue on the power play is the timing of it. You've got to get everyone kind of in flow. It's got to be like the annexation of Puerto Rico and Little Giants.
You know what?
You've got to get everything going in the right direction. The flying V, yes.
Bust out the flying V.
Yes.
Do it.
But that's what it is. And that's why I said, like, it's execution. So if they're going to try a whole new system, they're going to break out a whole new power play, that's fine and good. But is that going to create even more confusion? You know what I mean? Like, it's at some point, the players just have to do what they're coached to do. We know Mike Vellucci knows how to coach. The guy has been an NHL coach forever. He didn't forget when he left Pittsburgh how to coach a power play.
These are professional hockey players. They know how to enter the zone.
Yes,
just do it.
You would think so.
Just do it. It's not that difficult.
It is just
every other team does it.
It is a mental block. It is a mental block for this team. And until they get some success, it's like, maybe they got a 2 power play night.
Everybody has that one word that they just can never pronounce or never spell correctly.
Many for me, yes.
Yeah. No, I just...
Chloe, it works better when you use the microphone.
Right, yeah.
I didn't want to have to say it.
Well, now you have to say it. What did
I
you
was
say?
just saying, we were talking about how everybody feels like they have a speech impediment when they say heated rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Roger. Rutger McGroarty.
Rutger.
Yeah. No, it's a mental block. It is a mental block for these guys.
It's a confidence issue that this power play just has flashes of confidence, but overall they're just Flashes of Confidence was a really good Train album, by the way.
Was it? I don't think so.
For their
again, once they're in the zone and they're set up, the power play is really good. It gets a lot of chances, but you waste almost all of it just trying to get in.
Yeah, I think it's a move to simplify things, and when execution is the problem, you got to go back to a more basic style, and then you can, if you want to go back to, what you feel like is more, fancy and can give you a little bit more of an advantage, fine, but you got to execute the basics first.
Well, Sam Rinzel led all Hawks defensemen in minutes. He was the number 1 power play quarterback today. Now with Levshunov off, wondering if what Blashill had to say about him.
Yeah, like I said, it was a more conservative with the puck effort tonight from Rinzel, but that's a good thing. And Blashill was asked about Sam's performance, and here's what he had to say about his first game back.
I thought Sam played good. I thought he played good. I thought he had an impact, skating, moving the puck, and with less kind of big errors than maybe when he left. And I think that's something we talked about, just making sure that at the end of the day, you gotta judge the positives versus the minuses, and it's really hard if you have a whole bunch of minuses. And I thought today, outside of maybe one decision on a kind of a late kind of step in the ozone, I thought he played well.
Yeah, that's pretty much every player you want to have be a net positive, whether it's, you have 2 positive plays and 1 negative play, or it's 13 positive plays and 12 negative plays. Like a guy like Connor Bedard can get away with that because he has the amount of talent to outweigh that, and those 13 plays are going to lead to something. But for a guy like Rinzel, coming back up here, you want him to just come out as a net positive, and that's what with young defensemen, we say it all the time. Quiet games are good. Like, you don't want to be noticeable for the wrong things too often. And I think that's what we were seeing with Rinzel at the end of his time up here to begin the season. So a good first step for him back in the NHL. Wonder how long it's going to be. I know you guys touched on it a little bit. Potentially, if Foligno's considered day-to-day, but, maybe they want to get Levshunov back in and don't want to take Rinzel out. So maybe that means then Sam Lafferty is scratched and you go to 11-7. Like, I'm not going to lose sleep over that decision if that's what they want to do. But I think if you want to get Levshunov back in before the Olympic break, I wouldn't take out Sam Rinzel to do it. You brought him up here. He had a good first game. Give him another look. So we'll see how that plays out. But I would be surprised if Rinzel only gets a game or two and then goes back to Rockford without really much to say about it.
D. Paris says, why is Rinzel getting top minutes already? Didn't the coaches realize they put too much on his plate too soon the first time around? Keep in mind, he played 255 on the power play. So that's going to pump those numbers up.
That third period power play, that unit was out there.
They were
for
out the whole time.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
So that gives him more. And Blashill's a guy that always, he doesn't go into a game saying this guy is going to be my top minute defenseman. He lets the game dictate itself on who gets the minutes.
And he earned it.
And him and Kaiser were the best pairing, so they should have got the most minutes.
Did Blashill mention the challenge?
He mentioned the challenge, but he didn't. It wasn't explained the thought process about why he challenged, but it was more that he felt comfortable risking maybe getting a call going their way with the fact that they feel so confident about their penalty kill. So it sounded like more or less it was I'm going to take this risk to maybe get something that goes our way, knowing that the penalty kill is likely to go out there, but they've been doing so well with it that they felt confident that you'd be able to get out of it. So,
well, if it's the truth that he intentionally went shorthanded to give the Hawks some momentum, you know what that would be? That would be an original take. Brought to you by Hooters.
Well played,
Cheer
sir.
on your favorite teams from any of the 11 Chicagoland Hooters locations, or check them out at originalhooters.com. Someone said that to me on Twitter. Maybe just wanted the penalty kill to go out there because they're good at it to gain confidence. And it worked.
It worked.
That's when the game
They played
changed.
better after that.
He should absolutely, Jeff, if you're listening, next time you speak,
challenge
take
every goal.
credit. Just say, like, honestly, guys, we felt it was up against us. We wanted to have our best unit out there to get some momentum back, and it totally freaking worked. We didn't win the game, but we started playing our best hockey after that.
Challenge every goal
Big
from
brain.
here on out.
That's
every
it.
Single one
Just
of them.
get the penalty kill out there. You're not going to score in a power play. They did get a power play goal tonight, though. Columbus did.
Sure.
Congrats to them.
Yeah,
but they have Charlie Coyle. I mean,
you could
you can only contain him for so long.
You can't stop Charlie Coyle. You can only hope to contain him.
All right. Any other news or notes before I let you go, Mario?
No, that was pretty much it. I don't know if you guys played Rinzel from the locker room, but he was short, but some good things to hear from him getting back up there. But yeah, that was basically it. Hawks are back at it on Monday, right? Yeah, Monday.
Monday versus Sharks.
Against the Sharks right back here.
Shorts.
Hopefully less snow than there is right now.
Oh, yeah, we had to scrape the cars off, so look forward to that. Frozen windshields. All right. Thanks, Mario.
See you guys.
That is Mario Tirabassi from the United Center.
It is very strange that the Blackhawks don't have a game on Saturday or Sunday. When was the last time that's happened during the middle of the season?
Ever.
They don't have a Sunday game. They have Monday instead. It's strange, but it is what it is. As Chloe's slowly dying over there.
Yeah, speaking of that, by the way, last night, someone in the chat offered to bring us ribs. Did that ever come to fruition?
I haven't looked outside, but maybe there are.
Definitely no ribs outside.
Probably some frozen
no
ribs. I think the rat guy, the last couple nights, I've driven down the alley.
Yeah.
Down Rinzel East. Or
Down
Rinzel.
Rinzel.
Drove down Rinzel. Rundell is the name of the street we're on. And there was I'm like, is that I thought it was like a hunk of snow that fell off like a bumper
Yeah.
No, it's a
And then it moved.
winter rat.
What?
Big ass rat.
I have never seen so many rats.
Yeah, there's a lot in this neighborhood.
What's funny though is they say this is like the biggest rat city in America, and I only see like maybe a half dozen a year.
That's a lot.
We saw the one the other day, crossing Madison, heading into a formerly beloved breakfast joint.
Yes.
It burned down a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He was probably like, I used to be able to eat like a king here. What's going on?
Yeah.
That wasn't a rat. That was a bear cub. That thing was gigantic.
enormous. I thought my car was gonna get dented. By when it ran under it.
The CTA could use that for a bus.
Yeah. All right. I don't know what happened with the ribs. Probably Braggs ate them.
Yeah, they probably gave him to the Bears guys.
Rode them on his knees.
Bears guys get everything.
Blackhawks Hall says no effing way does Chicago have more rats in New York. I can't imagine that.
I mean, we don't have a pizza rat.
Because New
We
York
had a rat hole.
Well, the other thing too is like New York and Boston, their garbage is like on the street.
Yeah,
They don't. Like,
New
we
York,
have alleys and we have
New York.
Just like put their bags
Didn't they
out on the
just,
street.
Like invent garbage cans in New York like
Right.
last year.
Yeah.
Greatest seed in the world, my ass.
Yeah, I don't see them as often as people seem to think, but maybe it's just where I'm at. But when you're near water, you're gonna get that. It's gonna happen. All right. Well, Monday. How you
Sure.
feeling?
Oh,
I am dreading this so bad.
I cannot wait.
I just want to remind people
for the Blackhawks to lose that game, to watch Macklin Celebrini have 4 points and read the people in the chat just lose their minds. I mean, we're still spending half a post-game show arguing about drafting Levshunov. Would get the F over it already, for crying out. I'm so freaking tired.
I mean, we all agreed with you. We all wanted Demidov, but it
Yes.
didn't happen. So I'm not going to spend the next 15 years like crying about it.
You got to get over it. You got to stop watching what Ivan Demidov does every day, because that doesn't effing matter.
No,
He's
it
not
just makes
here.
you miserable.
You need Artyom Levshunov to be a number one defenseman in order for this rebuild to work. That's what you should be concerned about. You should not care about what that guy is doing in Montreal. It only affects the Blackhawks 2 times a year.
Right.
The
And
other 80
eventually in the
games,
Cup final.
who cares?
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah.
And like I get the Celebrini Bedard rivalry. I like it. Rivalry.
You know what, Chloe? You come over here and talk for an hour if you can stop coughing without
exactly.
mispronounce. You're going to call out every mispronunciation we have. At least we know how to turn a microphone
That's the first time I called it out. Oh wait, the second time,
on. Yeah,
because you
it
said
was
something
actually
weird.
the third.
What was
Because you
the
got me
third
during
one?
my reads too.
That's not my fault.
Once again, she's derailing everything.
When Pucks and Prosecco comes back, we'll see if you make any mistakes.
Wow. You know what? That's nice of you to even remember the name.
Yeah.
Were you a fan?
Megan
Just a
didn't make
minute.
mistakes, I bet.
I don't even remember what I was saying. Who cares?
No, you're talking about stop crying about Levshunov and Demidov.
Right.
Because it's over.
And
we all wanted Demidov. You can go back and listen to 50,000 episodes where we all said that.
We all wanted it, and it didn't happen. So move on.
I'm going to write a song. I'm going to call it Let It Go.
Ooh.
It's going to be a big hit. Once again, the microphone is helpful. My God almighty. But in Celebrini was not on the board when the Hawks picked.
Right. That's the thing where like I get the rivalry. See, now it's in my head. I can't enter the zone with that word. I understand the competitive head-to-head amongst fans because they're both very good players. They're both number one player. But like the way some people have it, it was like the Blackhawks had a chance to draft Celebrini, but they took Bedard instead.
No.
That wasn't the case.
By the way, had that been the case, 32 of 32 GMs would have done the same thing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Except maybe Pat Verbeek.
Yeah, he would have taken some guy nobody heard of.
Oh.
I mean,
or Adam Fantilli,
listen,
like some people.
I criticized Pat Verbeek for taking Carlson number 2. That's worked out pretty well for him. Everybody was like, "What the hell is he doing with Seneke?" That's worked out pretty well for him.
Been good.
So I'm not going to criticize when he reaches again because he's hit on those guys. So yeah, let's move on from all that stuff. That was 2 years ago.
And the Hawks are 6 points behind the Sharks, who play in the Buns Pacific.
So Monday should be a fun game. I'm looking forward to seeing Bedard and Celebrini. They're good buddies. They trained all summer. I'm looking forward to seeing them go head to head. You know they're going to want to one-up each other. You know they're going to be on the ice against each other all night long. That should be a lot of fun.
Should be fun.
That's appointment television, regardless of what the results are. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch that game.
I'm looking forward to it.
I just hope the Blackhawks can figure out whatever this is that's mental blocks or whatever is going on with them these last few games, where they just everything seems so tentative and so disjointed. And I'm sure they're going to practice on Sunday, so get in a good practice and go out there and beat the Sharks. They're a beatable team. Yeah, they have more points than the Blackhawks do, but as you said, they play in a garbage division and they win a lot of games 7-6. So hold them to 5 goals.
Maybe
you
here's
might
your
have
chance to get a power play goal.
No.
All right, we're gonna wrap up the show. We will be back.
This is going
Game
so
puck.
smooth.
Game puck, yes.
So
Who is it?
You
Connor
almost
Bedard?
got mad at me for that. It is Connor Bedard.
All right,
yes.
Connor Bedard won our Game Day Men's Health Game Puck. If you want to go to Game Day Men's Health, you absolutely should, because I don't know who you are, don't care who you are, you're getting older. It's just science. Better father, better husband,
This
better
show
man.
has made me older.
Go to Game Day Men's Health. Visit GameDayCHGO.com to find locations closest to you. We will talk to everybody on Monday after Hawks and Sharks on a CHGO Blackhawks podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.